Welcome to the CHCI 46th Annual Awards Gala. Please rise for the presentation of colors by the Armed Forces Color Guard from the Military District of Washington. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Lenady Henao.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome this evening's host, the anchor of MSNBC's American Voices, author of The Likeability Trap, and host of the Latina to Latina podcast, Alicia Menendez.
Bienvenido. Good evening. Welcome to CHCI's 46th Annual Awards Gala. I'm Alicia Menendez, and I am thrilled to be your host for tonight's extraordinary event, celebrating the invaluable contributions that Latinos have made, continue to make every day, contributions that are critical to the very fabric of this nation. I have seen firsthand the power of CHCI's commitment to cultivating the next generation of Latino leadership. Betsaida Alcantara, my friend, was born in the Dominican Republic. She moved here when she was 12 years old. When she was just in high school, she helped draft legislation. It was introduced in Texas and in New York. And it called for migrant students to be able to call one state their home residence and thus pay in-state tuition. In 2006, Betsaida came to DC via CHCI. It was CHCI that launched her career in national politics, working for Senator Schumer, for my father, for Senator Obama's presidential campaign, for the EPA, for HUD, for Secretary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, and the Anti-Defamation League. Betsaida died last year, ovarian cancer. She was only 38 years old. And as we, her friends, look for ways to celebrate her life, we keep coming back to the promise of CHCI, of this institution, how it enabled her to bring her unique understanding of communities of color, of immigrant and rural communities to media strategy, how it empowered her to educate her peers and her managers on the importance of Spanish language press and African American press outlets. It is that type of cultural fluency that reminds us why CHCI invests in building leaders of diverse backgrounds and career interests. And it is why this year we are working to sponsor and launch the Betsaida Alcantara CHCI Fellowship. She was the best. Tonight, we are going to be honoring remarkable leaders, people who remind us of what is possible at a moment when many of us feel we need to be reminded. We are honored to have President Biden here this evening. He is going to address the audience after dinner, so do not dine and dash. Then we close out the evening with performances from Bobby Pulido, DJ Angie V, and Los Hermanos Rosario. So even after, I know, I'm excited too. So even after the president leaves, I want you to stay to see Congressman Espaillat break it down, okay? Remember, if it does not happen on Instagram, it did not happen, so please share tonight using the hashtag CHCIHHM23. We have got an amazing program planned for you this evening. I hope you enjoy this show.
For the 9th year in a row, we are honored to recognize Bank of America as a host sponsor of tonight's awards gala. Please welcome the President of Bank of America, Hampton Roads, Frank Castellanos.
Buenas noches, mi gente. ¿Cómo andamos? Hey, me dicen que tengo que hacer esto en inglés, so I'm going to try my best English accent tonight. Thank you all, and thank you, Marco Davis, and members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus for bringing us together to celebrate those who have made such a tangible, positive impact on Latino communities around the country. It's an honor to be here this evening. At Bank of America, we are proud to continue our over 30-year partnership with CHCI and support your efforts to develop the next generation of Latino leaders. This partnership is particularly meaningful to me as a Cuban American. When my family and I first immigrated to the United States from Havana, my parents had two $10 bills in their pockets, knew no one, and spoke no English. I think that's the story of many people today. Their experience made me want to support others in my community and country, which is why I spent 20 years in the Foreign Service, representing American interests in 5 Latin American countries. While stationed abroad, I had the privilege to meet Raul Izaguirre, then ambassador to the Dominican Republic. We became close friends, and it was Raul who introduced me to organizations that work to bring the private sector and the Latino community together, including Unidos and eventually CHCI. This connection has come full circle. As I give these remarks at CHCI, I sit alongside Janet Murguia, the current president of Unidos and successor to Raul. At Bank of America, we serve more than 13.4 million Latino clients. Think about that for a second, guys. 13.4 million, including more than 1.2 million Latino business owners. We support them with Spanish language banking and communications options, loans and investments, and our philanthropic outreach. Our commitment to the Latino community also extends to our own employees. Nearly 20% of our U.S. workforce is Latino, and we support them through development programs such as our employee network, Hola, an invaluable resource which I credit in many respects for my own success at the company. The businesses, organizations, and government officials represented in this room all have a role to play in helping move communities forward. Bank of America is honored to be among you. Thank you again for the opportunity to kick off your 46th annual conference and gala. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Buenas noches.
Now, please welcome to the stage CHCI President and CEO, Marco Davis.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's our pleasure to have you here at the 46th Annual CHCI Awards Gala. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome a tireless leader and champion for our community. He is the first Dominican American elected to serve in Congress. He is a fighter every day for immigrants like himself. He is a proud New Yorker like me. Please welcome the chairman of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute Board of Directors, who represents the 13th Congressional District of the great state of New York, the Honorable Adriano Espaillat.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Marco. Thank you so much. I want to extend my personal thank you to everyone who participated in this week's leadership conference and to all of us joining this evening for the 46th annual Gala. This is a special evening for the Latino community. Thank you. Our theme is Our Moment in History, Nuestro Momento en la Historia, and it highlights the importance of this crossroad. It is my honor to serve as CHCI's chair and to work alongside the organization's dedicated staff, alumni, program participants, fellow board members, and our advisory council. The mission of CHCI continues to be vital to the future of the Latino community. While Latinos have made great strides, we're still not accurately represented right here in Congress. Corporate America, the nonprofit sector, media, the arts, and across industry, we're still not there yet. CHCI works close to close this gap. We work hard to close this gap, and I am thankful for our incredible work to help develop the next generation of Latino leaders. As an immigrant, the first Dominican American to serve in Congress, and the first formerly undocumented person to be elected to Congress, I am proud to stand before you this evening at the forefront of issues facing our community today. I want to acknowledge the millions of immigrants seeking the American dream. The American dream is still alive. Know that your story, the immigrant story, runs deep in the fabric of America. I represent the great city of New York, which has received over 100,000 new arrivals since the spring of 2022. And it is a priority for me and my CHC colleagues that all immigrants seeking home in America are met with the dignity and respect that they deserve. Immigrants are caregivers. We are dedicated. We are leaders. We are essential workers for our future and the future generations of tomorrow and our growing influence in American culture. In fact, nearly 45% of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or their children. Looking at the new American companies that made the 2023 Fortune 500 list, we find that 44.8% of them, or 224, were founded by immigrants or their children. The reality of our communities being an integral part of this nation's fabric is becoming more widely understood. Just earlier this month, Dr. Adriana Kugler was the first Latina confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the Federal Reserve's first Latina governor in 109 years of its history. Congratulations, Dr. Kugler, on this well-deserved appointment. We must ensure the policies we enact, and Dr. Kugler and others who will become after her leaders as well, with the opportunities that are given, contribute and thrive. CHCI is developing the next generation of Latino leaders who are paving the way for more inclusive and equitable future by breaking down stereotypes, advocating for social justice. As CHCI's chair, I am pleased to introduce to you some of these emerging Latino leaders making up the largest cohorts of internships and fellowship participants in CHCI's history. Representing 22 states and Puerto Rico, nearly 80% of whom are first-generation college students, and graduates. Please welcome this year's CHCI interns and fellows. There is so much in store for you and your future and all that lies ahead, and we are here to support and encourage you every step of the way. You are resilient, you are strong, you are a bright star and the future leaders of tomorrow. You will lead the way.
This year, CHCI and the CHCI Alumni Association are proud to honor Priscilla Orta with the 2023 Medallion of Excellence for Distinguished Alumnus and Blanche Roblero with the 2023 Young Alumnus Award. Let's show our appreciation with a round of applause.
Next speaker, the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, the representative for California's 44th Congressional District. Please welcome to the stage Representative Nanette Barragan.
Buenas noches, and welcome to the 46th Annual CHCI Awards Gala, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month. I join you tonight as the chair of the largest Congressional Hispanic Caucus in history, and that has the most Latina and Latino senators ever to start a new Congress. This year's theme, Our Moment in History, truly captures the Latino journey of struggle, perseverance, and triumph. It reminds me of the sacrifices Latino families have made to forge our history and work towards a better future. Our moment in history is possible because we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us and who made this moment possible. One of those giants will retire at the end of this Congress. My friend and colleague from California, Grace Napolitano. Grace has served in Congress for over 20 years and dedicated the better part of her life to public service, the advancement of Latino causes, mentorship of Latinas, and work to remove the stigma of mental health in our community. The other was a giant in stature in our community, the late, great Governor Bill Richardson. His many accomplishments and titles are worthy of our history books. He always wore his Latino heritage and his love for Nuevo Mexico on his sleeve. There was no challenge he backed down from, and his loss is felt throughout our community. His legacy will live on through the countless Latinas and Latinos he mentored, pushed, and guided into and through public service careers of their own. I stand here today on the shoulders of these former chairs of the Hispanic Caucus. The remarkable careers and service of Grace and Governor Richardson show that our history is America's history, and our history continues to be written. As I near the end of my first year as chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, I can't help be in awe of what we have accomplished. The CHC successfully pushed for the historic nomination and confirmation of 2 Latinas, Dr. Adriana Kugler, who will be the first Latina to sit on the Federal Reserve in its 109-year history, and Ana Gomez, who will be the first Latina or Latino commissioner on the Federal Communications Commission in over 20 years. The CHC has also started a new initiative that I'm deeply proud of, the CHC on the Road. We have traveled across the country with officials from the Biden-Harris administration to engage Latino veterans, university students, and hardworking families. These events serve as a platform to connect with our communities in their hometowns, listen to their concerns, and to inform them on the accomplishments the Hispanic Caucus, Congress, and the President Biden has delivered. It has been a fantastic journey, and I look forward to our next On the Road event to Orlando, Florida at the University of Central Florida on Monday. The CHC also continues our legislative work to include priorities for Latino families in the Farm Bill, increase student loan forgiveness, achieve fair representation in media and film, and of course, we will never give up the fight for comprehensive immigration reform that respects our progress and our farm workers. The CHC remains committed to forging permanent change that empowers Latinos of today and future generations. Thank you for joining us tonight and for making this CHCI's Gala a tremendous success. Thank you.
Now, please welcome to the stage our first presenters of the evening. From the 29th Congressional District of Texas, Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, and the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, Javier Becerra.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the 48th Annual Awards Gala. The American Dream Medallion of Excellence is one of CHCI's most prestigious honors, awarded to an extraordinary individual who impacts the world with their vision, passion, and love of community. As a longtime advocate for families, especially Latino families, I use my platform to create safe spaces for the people of my district. This year's honoree shares my same passion for creating safe, dignified spaces for marginalized communities. Tonight's honoree says, "We must be fierce as lions when it comes to protecting human rights." It is her passion for being a tireless champion for immigration reform that I am honored to be presenting her with this award.
For over 30 years, Sister Norma Pimentel has been taking on the world, doing the hard work, supporting human beings who migrate in search of refuge, hope, and opportunity. Sister Norma represents not just the best virtues and values of our community, but the very heart and soul of what makes America exceptional. At the Department of Health and Human Services, we make strides to better the lives of human beings every day as well. We are reducing the barriers for our dreamers so they can access health care that is vital to good health and well-being. Every day, we offer everyone in America life-saving vaccines for COVID without cost to anyone. Nearly 700 million shots in the arms of Americans so far to date. Day in and day out, through the Office of Refugee Resettlement, we look out for unaccompanied children at the border, providing them safety, shelter, and care. Sister Pimentel, well, Sister Norma, she is there all the time, right there with us. Let's now learn a little bit more about our honoree.
Sister Norma, she was born in the United States and became a U.S. citizen by chiripa, by chance. She had family in Matamoros, family in Brownsville. The border didn't feel like a border. It was just something we crossed back and forth. And it was just a part of life. She wanted to learn, but for many of us with Mexican parents, to leave the household was very difficult, and her father did not want her to leave, but she just had an interest in learning. She was back from college and her friends wanted to go to Pizza Hut. She's like, great. But her friend was like, well, yeah, but first we're going to go to this religious group meeting.
She went there for pizza and ended up getting a calling from God instead.
She was going to pursue her master's degree when she decided to become a religious sister.
Something happened to me in that prayer. My life changed, I would say, 180 degrees. I started to see God totally different, a God of love, a God that loves me.
I love Sister Norma's sense of humor. She was a very good artist. She loves music. She drives really fast. Buckle up if you're going to hang with Sister Norma for a lot of different reasons.
Sister Norma's involvement in immigration stems back to her early days in the 80s working at Casas Romero. As refugees were coming from El Salvador, Guatemala, and different areas, they needed a place to rest, they needed water, they needed food, and the church always responds. And Sister Norma Pimentel, as a young nun, was right there in partnership with Sister Juliana, her mentor, and who really guided her in her path to becoming a religious sister.
I cannot be me in what I do without God. God is the force, God is the inspiration, God is the one that fills me. And then as my day unfolds, the encounters I have with, especially with children, being able to bring a little bit of hope, of joy to a child, that fills me tremendously.
Faith is the starting point. To be able to create a shelter in the Rio Grande Valley for those that need refuge, where they felt a sense of belonging, where they felt being welcomed, whether they're able to come into this country or not. She wants to make sure that they are treated with dignity in this journey.
We, the community of the Rio Grande Valley, is there present, helping these families, trying to give them what they need, which is food, water, clean clothing, a chance to take a shower, help them be safe because that's what they need.
When it comes to Sister Norma, there is so much about her that inspires. There's just an inner peace and calm in the midst of any storm that's happening. And I think it's that capacity to be present to another, to set aside your own wants and desires and be present, to be.
She is as big a luchadora as anyone I've ever met. She'll just gracefully throw those golpes. And I can just hear her in my head sometimes tapping me on the arm saying, Antonio, you need a little more grace.
How I approach people and connect with them is the same thing that Pope Francis is saying when he talks about revolutionizing tenderness. And I say, yes, that's it.
Sister Norma brings faith to so many of us that are a bit cynical in its purest form. That is the power of Sister Norma. It's truly a blessing to be able to count on Sister Norma as a friend and as a partner.
This dream is ours. Que si se puede, we can. All of us have that inspiration to accomplish, for me, the goal of who God is calling us to be. So be that person, whoever that is. We can become that person that will make a difference in the lives of so many. And that is the American dream.
We are all proud to recognize Sister Norma Pimentel with the American Dream Medallion of Excellence in Education, Science, Medicine, or Civil Rights.
Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you for this honor. I'm truly grateful for you and for everybody recognizing what we do at the border. Because there's many that join me in being present in restoring human dignity. That's what we're doing at the border. And thank you for acknowledging that, because this recognition that you're giving me is really bringing forward everybody that is at the border or is journeying to our country with the hopes of having a chance in life again. You know, I always invite everybody, you must come and see. Tienes que venir a la frontera, tienes que ver ese rostro de ese niño, como yo lo he hecho. You must see that face, that child, that mother, that is right here in front of us, asking us to help. I always share this story of when I had the opportunity to be before a group of children that were in detention, and that experience of them being all around me, pulling my dress and asking me, por favor, sácame de aquí. Please, get me out of here. You know, they were all crying. And it was that experience that grounded me to understand the importance of what we must all do to take care of one another, especially of those that are suffering. That's why I invite you, and I invite everybody, especially you who are our leaders here in our nation, to make a difference in the responsibility that you have to make policies and govern our country. You must do that with that experience of coming before that person that will be directly affected by your decisions. So that's why I invite you today to make the time. Come and see. Ven y ve. Porque any action or lack of action that destroys human life robs a person of their dignity. Let us all do our part to make sure that this doesn't happen. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Hispanic members of the 118th Congress. And now, please welcome to the stage Democratic Caucus Chair, Congressman Pete Aguilar.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight with all of you alongside the largest Congressional Hispanic Caucus in history. Led by Chair Nanette Barragán, they are working hard in Congress to empower, inspire, and deliver for our Latino communities. Let's give them all another round of applause. I also want to take a moment to thank and to give our appreciation to CHCI Chairman Adriano Espaillat and CEO Marco Davis for their continued commitment to shaping the next generation of future leaders. Nights like these are a reminder for all of us to reflect on the work we've accomplished together. An economy that is stronger than ever before, over 13 million good-paying jobs that have taken the Latino unemployment to historic lows, more Latinos enrolled in health insurance through the ACA than ever before. Thank you, Secretary Becerra. And historic investments in our infrastructure, our schools, the environment, and more, all led by congressional Democrats and President Joe Biden. But we also know the road ahead that lies in front of us is to make sure that everyone in this country has the opportunity to achieve their version of the American dream. Maybe my family was a little bit like yours. Parents and grandparents who didn't get far in school, but all of them were willing to sacrifice and to work incredibly hard just so we can be here to make a difference for our community. But as I look across this audience tonight, I recognize that same spirit in all of you, and all of us, the American dream. As we look toward the future, our path forward could not be more clear. A House Democratic majority, a Senate Democratic majority, and another term of the Biden-Harris White House. And it's going to take all of us, every single one of us in this room, in our communities to get this done. We know that we're not a monolith. We come from diverse backgrounds and cultures and have individual priorities. But our shared values have always been what unites us. Good paying jobs, good schools for our kids, affordable health care and housing, safe communities, and a path to citizenship for those working and contributing to our economy. As I make this next introduction, I'm reminded that this is a leader who shares our values. You're not gonna want to miss this, folks. He believes in putting Latinos in positions to succeed and has a track record to back it up. He understands that family and community are the cornerstones of success, and he's gonna fight for justice and equality in every single zip code. It was my privilege to nominate him 9 of 15 times in January to be Speaker. For the first time in our nation's history, a Black American was nominated to be Speaker of the House of Representatives. And a Latino advanced the nomination. You never know, folks, you never know. Based on the events this week, I might get another chance to nominate him very soon. It's my honor to introduce my friend, our leader, the gentleman from Brooklyn, and the next Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries.
Buenas noches. What a high honor and a distinct privilege to be here with all of you. Let me first thank my good friend, Pete Aguilar, for his partnership, for his leadership, for all that he does on behalf of the communities we seek to serve throughout the country. It's my honor to partner with Pete, who is the highest ranking Democratic Latino in the United States Congress. I also want to acknowledge my good friend, Nanette Balagan, for her tremendous leadership of the CHC and all that she continues to do. And of course, Adriano Espaillat for leading the CHC Institute. To my colleagues in government, members of the CHC, this great organization, to the cabinet secretaries who are here, and to all of you. It's my honor not only to serve as House Democratic leader, but to represent some very diverse Latino communities back home in New York. And so I know from firsthand experience that the Latino community is hardworking. The Latino community is entrepreneurial. The Latino community is spiritually grounded. The Latino community is family-oriented. The Latino community is culturally dynamic, and the Latino community is a central part of the fabric of the United States of America. And that's what all of you here today represent. In America, I believe that our diversity is a strength. It's a cultural
strength. It's an economic strength. It's a competitive strength. Our diversity is a strength. It is not a weakness, and the Latino community is such an important part of that diversity, the gorgeous mosaic of the United States of America. We are indeed a nation of immigrants. Some have come by land, some have come by plane, some have come by sea. We are a nation of immigrants. Some voluntary, others involuntary. The great John Lewis used to say, we may have come over on different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. We are white, we are black, we are Latino, we are Asian, we are Native American, we're Christian, we're Jewish, we're Muslim, we're Hindu, we're religious, we're secular, we're gay, we're straight, we're citizens, we are dreamers. Out of many, we are one. That's what makes America a great country. And no matter what xenophobic behavior is coming our way, we're not going to let anyone take that away from us, not now, not ever. And as I close, let me simply say that as we celebrate today, let us prepare to continue to move the country forward tomorrow, because we're not going backward. We're going to keep moving forward. And as long as we continue to show up and stand up and speak up, we will defend our democracy, we will fight for our freedom, and we will take back the House of Representatives in November of 2024 and continue America's long, necessary, and majestic march toward a more perfect union. Somos el futuro.
Hello, everyone. I am here to introduce our next guest, the senator from the great state of New York, Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, Alicia. And hello, CHCI. Buenos noches. Now, where are my New Yorkers? How many New Yorkers are in the house? And let's give it up one more time for my friend from Brooklyn, your great House Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries. We're both from Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. He went to Midwood High School. I went to Madison High School. They always beat us in basketball. And you know why? You know what our team's motto was at Madison, our basketball team? We may be small, but we're slow. Now I want you to give it up for your great chair, Nanette Barragan. To my dear friend, for many years, CHCI Chair Adriano Espaillat. And my great colleagues in the Senate, let's hear it for Senators Menendez, Padilla, Cortez Masto, and Lujan. We hope to make that number larger next year. And of course, let's give it up for President Joe Biden. Now, my friends, we've come a long way. When President Biden took office, Democrats took over Congress, our country was in crisis. But since then, our economy has added 13 million good-paying jobs in the last 2.5 years. Latino unemployment went to record lows. And for the first time, more Latinos enrolled in insurance through the ACA than ever before. Latinos on Medicare are paying no more than $35 a month for insulin. And let's take a moment, my friends, to thank President Biden for granting temporary protective status to more Venezuelans who are escaping political turmoil and human rights violations there. For months, I and our New York delegation have called on him to take action. So I'm glad he's answered our call, and it's the right thing to do. Great news for New York, where more than roughly half of our newly arrived migrants will benefit, and it will greatly help the city and state of New York, and that's because Venezuelan migrants will now be able to find work, support themselves and their families, and contribute to our economy. So thank you, President Biden. And in the U.S. Senate, my friends, I'm proud we've confirmed the most diverse slate of nominees ever. We have confirmed 27 new Latino judges, a record, more than ever. 15 of them Latinas. We've confirmed the first Latina to the Fed, the first Latino director of the Census Bureau, the first Latino on the FCC for 2 decades, and the first director of the Office of Violence Against Women. And one more thing. I will never, ever stop fighting until we finally have a Museum of the American Latino. This is something I've strongly believed in from the beginning, because you cannot tell the story of this country without Latino Americans. So, my friends, we have a lot of work to do to make the American dream true for all. But my father passed away a year and a half ago, and he taught me one thing. If you're doing something important, look in your heart, make sure it's the right thing to do, and then persist and persist and persist. And if you never give up, God will make sure you succeed. We will persist and persist and persist, and together we will succeed. Adelante.
We are excited to have Bobby Pulido as part of our entertainment lineup later this evening. Let's give him a round of applause. And now, please welcome our CHCI Chair, Congressman Adriano Espaillat.
¿Cómo se sienten? ¿Que cómo se sienten? Bien, bien. Our moment in history, nuestro momento en la historia. Our moment of history will be recorded for our struggle to advance and our commitment to bring our families forward. Our moment of history will be remembered for our fight to ensure everyone can have access to affordable life-saving medication. Our moment in history will be commemorated by our fight against the climate crisis, where I was proud to vote for the largest investment in the climate, the Inflation Reduction Act. Our moment of history will highlight the life-saving work of our first responders and the help we, together with government, provided for the American families during the biggest crisis of our lifetime. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we passed the American Rescue Plan, which provided necessary tools for working class families to rise through the ashes. Our moment in history, nuestro momento en la historia, will be marked by our historical investment through the Infrastructure and Jobs Act, which is already working to create millions of good-paying jobs and upgrade our nation's crumbling infrastructure. One central figure, let's get this, one central figure has played a lasting role in helping all of us accomplish this. His name, you know. But wait a minute, let me put on my aviators. Please help me welcome el número uno, el mero mero, el bacán, el mayimbe, el presidente. Help me welcome the President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden.
My Lord! This dinner gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Thanks for inviting me. Please have a seat if you have one. If you don't, come on up with me. Adriano, thanks for that introduction. Thank you to Nanette and the 42 members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, a record number. Thanks also to the members of my cabinet who are here tonight. The most diverse cabinet in American history, including Secretary Brassard, Mr. Secretary, Secretary Cardona, Secretary Mayorkas, Small Business Administrator Isabel Guzman, and the loom of this institution. I'm proud to have so many other alumni of this institution serving all across our administration. We have Alma Acosta, Executive Director of the caucus for 5 years, as a member of my White House team. I especially want to thank a great leader, Tom Perez, my Director of Intergovernmental Affairs. Congratulations tonight, awardees, including Sister Norma. Sister, I don't know where you are, but bless me, Father, but I have not sinned so far tonight. I want you to know, look, you're known as the Mother Teresa of Texas. And Sister, I know Sister Norma lives the lessons nuns taught me growing up. Lessons based on the Gospel of Matthew. Feed the hungry, care for the sick, welcome strangers. They echo what my dad taught me, and I mean this sincerely. My dad used to say, everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity and respect. The Congressional Black Caucus embodies all those values. Just think of the work we've done together on civil rights, labor rights, health care, education. And folks, to fundamentally change the direction of our economy, to grow it from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Folks, the press started calling it, the Wall Street Journal, others started calling it Bidenomics, as if it was a bad thing. Well, I think it's a pretty damn good thing. It's working. It's working. We created 13.5 million jobs, and about 4 million of those jobs are Latinos. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Unemployment under 4% for the longest stretch in half a century. And Latino unemployment at record lows. And now we have the lowest inflation, the fastest recovery, and the strongest economy of any major economy in the world. Folks, with the help of many of you, as was mentioned earlier, we passed the American Rescue Plan, cutting child poverty in half among Latinos to the lowest level on record. And now we need Congress to expand that child tax credit and make it permanent. Make it permanent. We also have more Latinos gain health insurance than ever before and expanded access to health services in Spanish. We passed the bipartisan infrastructure law to rebuild our roads, our bridges, our ports, our airports. provide high-speed internet for every American household, and replace every lead pipe in America so every child, when they turn on the faucet, can drink clean water and there's no brain damage. We've already announced 37,000 projects nationwide investing in the future of Latino communities. We've made Puerto Rico's economic recovery and development a priority with funding for infrastructure, clean energy, and transportation updates. Meanwhile, with your help, the Inflation Reduction Act is reducing the cost of prescription drugs for Latino families. We finally beat Big Pharma. I've been fighting it since I've been a young freshman. Finally. So Medicare can negotiate to lower drug prices. Insulin for seniors is now $35 instead of $400 a month. Seniors' out-of-pocket drug costs will be capped at $2,000 a year for all their medications, including those who need very badly cancer drugs that can cost anywhere from $12,000 to $14,000. With your help, we're making the biggest climate investment ever in the history of the world, $369 billion. We're helping those fence-line communities, the ones that got caught in all of this, bringing environmental jobs to frontline, fence-line communities suffering from legacy of pollution. My budget secured a 30% increase in federal child care funding, an additional $1 billion for Head Start, where 1 in 3 beneficiaries are Latinos. Folks, a record $15 billion for Hispanic-serving colleges and universities, including $40 million in the new grants we announced today. I'm keeping my commitment to do what I can to ease the burden of student debt, which falls heaviest on Black and Latino borrowers. On my watch, more than $117 billion in student loans have been canceled. And our new SAVE program will cut in half what the average Latino borrower has remaining to pay. I want to thank the caucus, the Hispanic caucus, for your leadership on this issue. At the same time, we're investing in Latino small businesses. And with your help, we've awarded small disadvantaged businesses a record $70 billion in federal contracts. There's a law that's been around a long time no one talks about. In the mid-30s, we passed a law that said that we should, when the Congress appropriates money and the president has to spend it, he should spend it using American workers and using American product. No one paid much attention to that, but I have. Under my administration, Latino entrepreneurs are starting new business at the fastest rate in over a decade, faster than any group in America. And we're doing all this while reducing the deficit. I love our friends on the right talk about, mega guys, about reducing the deficit. Give me a break. On my watch, deficits have already fallen over $1 trillion. And I signed legislation to reduce the deficit by another $1 trillion in the next decade. The last guy had a $400 billion deficit over 4 years. We're doing it by making the wealthy and big corporations begin to start to pay their fair share. Anybody out here think the tax system is fair? Raise your hand. Well, we have about 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average rate, the average rate that they pay for federal taxes? 8% in federal income taxes. 8. That's less than a firefighter or a teacher. It's wrong. And I'm proposing a billionaire minimum tax. I'm keeping my commitment. I won't raise federal tax on anybody making less than $400 grand a year. But I want you to know this. We can do a lot more. In the wake of the historic shooting in Uvalde, Jill and I visited and spent hours with them. I met every family member. We signed the most significant gun safety law y'all passed in nearly 30 years. And now we have to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. I did it once as a senator, and we'll do it again. We also have to codify Roe v. Wade and defend the sacred right to vote. And we have to finally fix the broken immigration system, for God's sake. First piece of legislation I introduced. On my first day in office, I sent an immigration reform bill to the Congress, one that recognizes immigrants' contributions to this country, provides a pathway to citizenship for dreamers, temporary status holders, farm workers, and others. We need our colleagues to act. For decades, immigration reform has been a bipartisan in this country. Unfortunately, the mega Republican Congress under my predecessor spent 4 years gutting the immigration system under my predecessor. They continue to undermine our border security today, blocking bipartisan reform. So until Congress acts, I'm going to keep using every tool at my disposal as President of the United States to preserve and protect DACA, keep fighting for dreamers, and build a safe, orderly, humane immigration system. I mean it. First, we put in place policies that process people in a fair and fast way. Second, we're significantly expanding legal pathways for entry so businesses can get the workers they need. Families don't have to wait for a decade to be together. I've also directed my team to make a historic increase in the number of refugees admitted from Latin America. People fleeing violence and persecution who simply want their kids to have a better life. Next week, my team will consult with Congress on this plan. Third, we're supporting states and cities that have seen a surge in immigrants. We've developed federal experts and deployed them to help train city workers. We've launched outreach campaigns helping over 1 million eligible migrants apply for work permits. And we're accelerating the process for work permit applications. Right now, most migrants have to wait 6 months after filing a claim before they can go to work. Only Congress can change that. But the Secretary of Homeland Security can take extraordinary action. And yesterday, given the poor conditions in Venezuela, Secretary Mayorkas announced temporary protection for hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans already in this country. These migrants will be able to apply for work permits, but that's not all. We've already delivered over $1 billion that Congress appropriated to states and cities receiving migrants. I've requested more funding, but instead of stepping up with solutions, Republicans are threatening to shut down the government. Now, think about this, man. Think how many people it's going to hurt. Think of the people who are going to get hurt. It's time to act. Meanwhile, we appreciate what business and nonprofits and churches and everyday Americans are doing with inspirational leaders like Sister Norma. They're doing to keep those in need what they need to just stay alive. You know, my dad used to have an expression. He also said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. Well, guess what? We're going to ask them to join us in doing a hell of a lot more. Folks, let me close with this. We're the only country in the world not built on ethnicity, geography, religion. We're the only country in the world built on an idea. And that's not hyperbole. America is built on an idea. Almost every other country in the world is built on ethnicity or religion. The idea is simple, and it sounds profound, but it's real. The idea is that we're all created equal and deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We have never fully lived up to that, but we've never attempted to walk away from it either like our MAGA friends have. We're not going to walk away from it now. And I believe we're a hopeful and optimistic nation that draws our strength from our diversity. I really believe it. Our diversity is our primary strength. That's why I keep fighting for a dedicated museum in the National Mall to celebrate the significance and contribution of our team. Not a joke. It's consequential. That's why at the time when there were those who want to ban books, erase parts of our history, we're going to make it clear, as we have here tonight, during Hispanic Heritage Month, Hispanic heritage in America is American heritage. That's what it is. Now think about it, folks. I'm not trying to just be nice. Let's be simple about it. 26 of every 100 children in grade school, from kindergarten through high school, come from Spanish-speaking homes. 26. Folks, what are we doing if we don't respond? This is our future. You're our future. The idea of America lives in all of us. The idea lives in the dreams of those who've only just arrived, and the legacy of families who've been here for generations. I want you all to know, I see you, I hear you, we need you. The American people are the heroes of this story. You never give up. We always dream, we always believe. And that's why I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic in my entire career. We just remember who in God's name we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity when we work together. Nothing. Think about it. Not one goal we've ever set as a community we haven't achieved. So let's get the hell on with the job we have at hand. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
More than 40 years ago, 5 visionary leaders recognized the need for Latino representation in leadership, so they came together and created the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. Their vision and leadership shines bright, and today, CHCI is the nation's premier Hispanic organization, developing the next generation of Latino leaders. Through leadership programs, we bring the most talented students and young professionals from across the country to Washington, D.C. for a transformational experience unlike any other. Our more than 4,000 CHCI alumni have gone on to attain leadership roles in every sector of our nation. As a national convener, we work with members of Congress, corporate executives, nonprofit leaders, and advocates to address societal issues facing our nation and the Latino community. We use our collective voices to raise awareness about policy issues. We celebrate the contributions of Latinos in civic leadership, philanthropy, science, and the arts. Thank you for your support, partnership, and participation to help us develop the next generation of Latino leaders. Learn more about our impact at chci.org.
Please turn your attention to the screens for a look at Mr. Derbez's newest film.
Yo no voy a decidir lo que van a aprender. Eso lo van a decidir ustedes.
Hay un profesor que él hace las cosas diferentes.
No son bancas, son botes salvavidas. ¡Vamos!
¿Cuál es su historia, profesor?
Nada ha cambiado en la educación en los últimos 100 años. Pero resulta que estos niños son bien abusados.
¿Tú crees que yo podría ser ingeniero aeroespacial?
¡Todos! ¡Movimiento de rotación!
Señor Juárez, he recibido varias quejas de que los niños no están preparados.
A ver.
Usted manda a estos niños disparados como cohetes al espacio, metiéndole todas esas ideas en la cabeza.
¿Quieres aprender de los libros? ¿Quieres aprender de la vida?
Llevarte al espacio sideral.
No importa cuánta tierra nos avienten. Vamos a ser los mejores estudiantes del mundo. Ya no quiero perder más niños. Ni uno más.
Llevarte al espacio sideral.
We are honored to have Eugenio Derbez here with us tonight. Please join us in celebrating this trailblazer with a round of applause. This year, we are thrilled to welcome a second host sponsor for tonight's gala. Somos IPA is an industry leader providing registry management and data solutions. Please help me welcome the founder of Somos IPA, Dr. Ramon Talaj.
Buenas noches. Antes de empezar, a los médicos aquí presentes, I want to let you know this. With this presentation of the president, he had the cleanest bill of health of any president of the United States who's going to be reelected for 4 more years. I am Dr. Ramon Talaj, a family doctor and the leader of the movement in healthcare called Somos. I'm so proud that Somos is a Latino-led organization working to create equity, access, and excellent health care for our people. Tonight, we are proud to support this important evening, a celebration of our voice, of our power, and our determination to change society for the better of our community. So, let me thank CHCI for bringing us together. But most important, thank to CHCI for all the years that you have spent creating Latino leadership around the country. I'm sitting tonight with my friends, hopefully there, Henry Munoz, who is leading the drive to finally create a National Latino Museum of the Smithsonian Institution on our national mall, where it belongs. Now, it always made me a little bit nervous, but the president already did the speech. And I want to say thank you to the president because he named for the first time, 4 important persons in the cabinet, especially our Secretary of Health and Human Services, Becerra. Thank you, Secretary Becerra, for taking the time to see for yourself what is happening in the neighborhoods, in El Barrio. How do we live? Where do we live? And you should know this. We had the privilege to give Secretary Becerra his COVID booster shot in one of our pediatric offices. And I tell you, he didn't cry, but he got a lollipop. It was a powerful moment for us to see people like ourselves and to see our leaders coming to our people where we live, and it makes the difference. Not many of us could be here in a tuxedo or be in this place. But we can all understand that health care, preventative care, based on wellness, is the solution, not the sickness. It's a human right, a guarantee to our democracy, one that we are fighting for. Right now, in New York, there are more than 20,000 healthcare professionals, mostly Latino, who are working in a new vision for our healthcare. On that, in this community, it's easy to understand, accessible to working women and men, delivered by people who look like them, who speak the language, who understand their cultures, and who drink with them for a better society in the United States, for the neighborhoods, to eliminate poverty, to stop the hunger, to stop mental illness that no longer exists. As Somos, we see more than 30,000 patients every day. More than 20% of all the Medicaid population in New York. But we need equality. We need social care. Somos is a social care network. That's why I'm here so proud to stand with you this evening to bring about the change to society that we all deserve. Before I finish, I want to congratulate Adriano. Where is Adriano? We come from the same town, Santiago, Dominican Republic, and my father and his mother studied together. Congratulations for this, and I hope you understand the importance that we Latino together, we need to be sure that the next president of the United States for 4 more years is our president, Joe Biden. Thank you. Have a good night.
We are excited that Los Hermanos Rosario is with us this evening. Let's give a big round of applause for this amazing band. Please welcome back our CHCI Chair, Congressman Adriano Espaillat.
¿Quieren bailar? Ah, bueno. Antes de eso, tenemos un reconocimiento. We have an award for a special person. First, let me just thank all of you for being here. This is a unique recognition because it's not given every year, and it's typically awarded to an individual who has dedicated his career to improve the lives of Latinos. And this individual has done it in a very special way. He has dedicated his life to make us feel good and laugh. And other people that have gotten this award at the chairman's discretion in the past have been novelist Sandra Cisnero and musical artist Mark Anthony. This year, I am dedicating the Chairman's Award to a fellow Dominican, un Dominicano, a comedian, a writer, a producer who is using his voice to amplify the Latino experience. Now, when I first got elected, he said that I would come to D.C. with my chancletas to keep the Republicans in line. And how many of you have gotten a chancleta thrown at you by your grandmother? Not an easy thing. So this guy makes us all laugh. And please allow me to introduce and help me welcome this year's honoree of the Chairman's Award, none other than Kid Metal.
So my background is, I like to say, half Dominican and half Dominican, for a total of 100% Dominican, puro plátano. So I'm what you would call a classic Dominican York. The kid that was born here, but is more Dominican than American in the sense that I didn't speak English at home. I identify strongly with the island because I spent so much of my youth there. Wake up in the morning, kikiriki! Black Bustelo or Café Santo Domingo, un pan de agua and a ponchera. Aguacate, aguacate, aguacate! And bro, if you don't sell every single aguacate in there, don't come home. So as a kid, I knew that I wanted to do something that made people happy. When Tio Diego and Tio Belio, rest in peace, and Papi and everybody's sitting around and be like, yo, how does your uncle sound after he has a couple of drinks? And then I would do like an impression of my uncle, like, hey, mira, déjame decirte algo, mira, Ramiro, ven acá. And I'm like, yes. Like, I'm like commanding this room of like grown men using jokes. And you know, if you go to public school in New York City, that is the greatest improv class that you will ever go to because you are there defending your honor 24/7. Defending your sneakers, defending your jacket, defending your sister. You always gotta be ready to like return fire.
Everybody loves Joel. He's funny, he's magnetic, very witty, very smart. And then just seeing his work ethic, his constant, like I tease him. I'm like, are you ever gonna come to bed?
My father instilled a very strong work ethic in me. When it comes to writing and stuff like that, like I never stop.
He started blogging in 2007, and it started off as a sports blog about the Mets. And Victory Light was the greatest comedic achievement in those 3 years of any working comic in the world. That simple. It's that funny. His style is that unique. And I'm so glad he stuck with it.
So it started off with Complex. You know, I did a show called Meryl in the Wild. I did another podcast called Deez vs. Meryl. And that web series caught the eye of executives at MTV. So to me, that was like okay, now this is my job now. This is my career going forward.
He moves with his then creative partner, and they host a show at Viceland for a couple years. And then we end up at Showtime.
Here's the good news. Looks like y'all could play for the Knicks.
Ooh, wow.
Off the rip, Barry with the kill shot.
Sometimes when culture goes mainstream, it can get lost. I love that someone can look at Mero and say, hey, this is not being put through a filter that makes it more quote unquote palatable. What that does is it says, you don't have to pick between are you Latino, are you not? Be authentically you, and it is very doable and very viable. And 10 years in, I think he's making a very good case for it.
I think one of the most impressive things that I've seen with Joel is just his ability to keep growing and keep adapting and keep reaching all of these different outlets. Whatever opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna write, I'm gonna act, I'm going to do sports.
The driving force that makes me get up every day and do what I do, I have tattooed on my arms. Adrian, Amari, Azalea, and Avery, my 4 kids, my wife Heather, my parents, they motivate me, man. They've always motivated me. Chill, I'm gonna get emotional. They've always motivated me, they've always supported me, and you know, you can't put a price on it.
Joel has remained down to earth and connected to his roots. There's no act. It's so genuine and it's so pure. It shines through, and he has a very deep love for his people and his culture, and I think that's huge.
We need to show people that who you are is viable, and you shouldn't let anyone tell you that it isn't.
People like me? Yo, I'm a Dominican dude from East Tremont Avenue in the Bronx. I'm not supposed to be on TV. But I was lucky enough to get the access, and I did not waste it. If you get that opportunity to get past the gatekeepers, and you get your ladder, and you put your ladder up, and you climb that ladder, leave the ladder there for the next guy like you that didn't have that access, that doesn't have that connection, and you can be that connection.
Please welcome the recipient of this year's Chess Award, De Lo Mío, Kid Mero, Joel Martinez. Un poquito de atención para Kid Mero, si no le cierro la barra.
Dímelo, ¿qué es lo que es? Me dijeron que hay dominicanos aquí, pero no lo oigo. Que se sientan los dominicanos, ¿qué es lo que es? Dime a ver. Ok, vamos, mira.
Yay, that's right. Good evening, mi gente. Firstly, I want you to give it up for yourselves. Make some noise for yourselves, first of all, please. Because we wouldn't be here without each other. You know what I mean? And I also want you to give it up for me again. And I'll tell you why. Hold on, no, don't clap yet. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm the first comedian in the history of the world to have the president open up for him. So make some noise for me. Thank you. All right. Obviously, I would like to thank mi padrino, Congressman Espaillat, for his long time friendship and for giving me the opportunity to be here tonight. He's such a staple in the community that he serves that we might as well have done this at El Tino on Dykeman with some fritos and some bacalao, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I know this is a story as old as time itself. I'm just a dude from the Bronx who got a little bit of success and moved to New Jersey. But how I got that success in the first place, by making people laugh, is something that I consider to be a blessing that I remind myself of every single day that I wake up. You know, and I can sit up here and talk about me all day. But yo, I got Twitter, I got Instagram, I got TikTok, I got Spill, I got Threads. I'm talking about myself on that all day, so you can check me out on there. I'd like to take this time tonight to make it about everyone who's gathered here and the people that couldn't make it. I'd like to take this time tonight to celebrate our community at large. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for y'all and y'all continued support. I know, whether I know you personally or not, you are instrumental in me being here wearing a Yankee hat and an Hermes tie with 2 gold chains on. This is not supposed to happen. Like I said up there, this is not supposed to happen, but it's happening. Because of all of our work in our respective fields, it's for each other. We all have a role to play, and it seems like we've been playing in Game 7 of the World Series, yo. 110% all the time. Everyone here is doing phenomenal work in their field, and one of my hopes is that the work that I do complements the work that you do. You know, because they say that laughter is the best medicine, and I hope that, you know, the laughs that I bring can be just as impactful and meaningful as the work that a lot of you guys are doing in government and human rights and civil rights and all this other wild stuff that I can't even, you know, think of. Listen, I'm honored to be recognized tonight, but there's still more work to do. You know, I long for the day where my children can hold hands with a Puerto Rican child and say, listen, I call it con con, you call it pegao. It's all good, bro. We don't got to beef about it. But to be clear, it's limoncillo, not quinepa. But what I take pride in is that every time I take the stage or step in front of a camera, I feel like I'm representing y'all. You know, and it's a community that's rife with excellence in all its forms. So the work that I've done in front of the camera, behind the camera, it's a reflection of the work that you guys are doing in front of boardrooms in the realms of tech, finance, you name it. Also, sports and entertainment. If you got it shaking in sports and entertainment, holla at me. My wife Heather's right there. She got my phone number and my business card. I'm trying to make something shake. Let's go. But in closing, I want to say, we're all representatives of our communities, and this honor is as much yours as it is mine. And I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
¡Mierda, Palisade! ¡Ay, que la campeón!
Returning to the stage, tonight's host, Alicia Menendez.
I love him so much, and I love that he represents New York, but he lives in New Jersey. So thank you so much, Mero. Thank you to all of the Latino leaders who are working with CHCI's alumni to make their careers even more successful. I am now pleased to welcome Representative Salud Carvajal and CHCI Alumni Association National President Adriana Barajas Martinez to announce the recipient of the 2023 Medallion of Excellence in the Arts, Entertainment, Media, Music, or Sports.
Let's continue, everyone. Buenas noches. If I could get all your attention, this is a very important award. Let's continue honoring the incredible accomplishment of Latinos with CHCI's Medallion of Excellence in Arts, Entertainment, Media, Music, or Sports. Creative arts and entertainment are a significant part of Latino life and culture. They provide creative platforms in which we can share our voice and power. Through the use of media, we can amplify our talents, our stories, inspire others to take action, reminding us of our resiliency and our strength, especially through difficult and challenging times. This honoree has made a name for himself as someone who has become a household name simply by sharing and creating positive energy, something we could all benefit from every day.
As long as Latinos continue to be shining beacon of strength and hope, members of our community will continue to express their voices and passion through all forms of art and entertainment. This year's Medallion of Excellence is being presented to a Latino who is best known for empowering others to harness their positive energy to take control of their lives. He has truly shown us what it is to be the leader of the pack. Let's learn more about our honoree.
The internationally renowned dog whisperer, Cesar Millan.
I was born in 1969, August 27, 8:30 a.m. There was a hurricane and the roof blew up and my mom had to cover me with the skin of a cow. That to me is a beautiful story because the moment that I was born, Mother Nature was happy. I was raised in Hispalino, Sinaloa, which is with my grandparents. Most of what I know about animals, it was done at the ranch in Hispalino by my grandfather, Teodoro Millán. The ranch teaches you about natural, simple, profound. You know, that believe in God, have good work ethics, love the family, and be creative. That's what the ranch teaches you. I wanted to be a vet because I wanted to work with animals. I didn't want to be an engineer, I didn't want to be an architect. I wanted to be around animals my whole life. But then you realize that you come from low-income families, so they can't send you to Guadalajara or Mexico because that's where they teach about small animal veterinary. And I said, okay, that's not an option. I'm not gonna fight it. And that's when I started watching Lassie Rin Tin Tin, and I'm going to become the best dog trainer in the world. So I came to America because I wanted to meet Lassie Rin Tin Tin. I swear. I grew up in a place where I never saw aggression, I never saw fear, I never saw a dog do not listen to the human, or kids not listening to their parents. I didn't grow up with that, I never saw it. Then I come to America and then it's, oh, you need to train the dog, you need to train the dog, but the dog was afraid, the dog was insecure, the dog was anxious, the dog was confused, the dog was unhealthy. I said, no, these dogs need to be rehabilitated so they can go back to their natural self, and then you can train them, right? It's best to train yourself when you're happy, healthy, loving, and your mind is open. That's when you can be trained. And so from that point on, I said, no, I train people rehabilitate dogs. That's what I do. Exercise, discipline, then affection.
Exercise, discipline, affection.
Yeah, the body, the mind, then the heart.
It is important to understand that dogs run in packs, and one dog is always dominant.
I'm a child, and I'm entitled to attention.
Toxicity is confusion. You are four things. You are spirit, you are instincts, you are heart, and you are mind. So when those four things are not aligned, of course you're going to be toxic. You are the only species that follow unstable leaders. The only humans follow instability. Only humans. And the animal don't know how to follow instability, like what you call toxic masculinity or toxic femininity. Well, a dog, if you're toxic, forget about the dog following you. They don't feel safe. They're feeling your energy. They can care less what you're saying. With humans, you can fool them. But in the animal world, you got to have the right energy, the right philosophy, and the right actions. Then you can have what you call off-leash, meaning the dog will follow you off-leash. So that means you are a human who can be trusted, who can be respected, who can be loved. Trust, respect, love. That's the leash. Before you lead, you have to learn to master follow. You have to learn to be at the bottom of the pack, then you go in the middle of the pack, and then you go in the front of the pack. That way, when one member of the pack is missing, you know how to fulfill any space. That's the best. Keep the next generation reminding them about faith. I want my kids to trust God, respect Mother Nature, love themselves and love the family, love to work, and then go ahead and learn whatever you want, right? That's it. Because that's who I am. That's how I did it. I love God. That's my thing. And I surrendered to God just like I surrendered to my mom and my dad. And I surrendered to my responsibilities, and I'm happy with that.
You're like the epitome of the American dream. You came here.
I jumped the border.
You jumped the border.
Couldn't speak English.
Couldn't speak English.
I didn't know anybody.
You were so certain about what you saw and your vision.
Sometimes God has something for you that you have no idea that is for you. The only thing you have to do is surrender and just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep going, keep going. Just feel it. Don't try to see it here, just feel it. That's my attitude, that's my way of living, and that's what I teach my two kids. And that's it. Nobody can take me away from that. I'm like a pit bull when it comes to that.
We are proud to recognize Mr. Cesar Millan, the recipient of this year's CHCI Medallion of Excellence in the Arts, Entertainment, Media, Music, or Sports.
¡Arriba los perros! Hola a todos, buenas noches. ¿Todos también? Primeramente quiero dar las gracias a CHCI. I want to thank CHCI for this incredible opportunity. I don't do what I do to get awards. I do what I do because this is my calling. This is what I wanted to do when I was 13 years old. I told my mom, "Mom, you think I can be the best dog trainer in the world?" She turned around and she said, "You can be whatever you want." So when I became 21, I told my mother, "Mom, I'm going to America." I left on December 23rd, so I spent Christmas and New Year's on the border because I want to achieve to become the best dog trainer in the world. I didn't know about the American dream, but I accomplished my own dream. Then I heard a beautiful quote ask not what the country can do for you, but what can you do for the country. So when I saw the dogs in America needed their humans to be trained, I began to say, I train people and rehabilitate dogs. Next year, I'm going to be on television 20 years. I also want to thank Mexico for giving me my foundation of my honesty, integrity, and loyalty. To my parents to teach me good energy, good philosophy, and good actions in life will pay it off. Thanks, America, for the trust, respect, and love that you've given me all these years. I want to invite you to continue to create better humans for a better planet. Thank you and good night. Appreciate it. Arriba los Latinos. Gracias.
It has been an honor and a pleasure to host you tonight. I hope you have enjoyed your time with us. You're going to take away the many uplifting stories tonight that have been an inspiration for change in our community. To close out the evening, please give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, the person you have all been hounding for tickets to this event, the CEO and president of CHCI, Marco Davis.
Thank you, Alicia. What an amazing night. ¿Se divirtieron? ¿Cómo les fue? ¿Listos para la fiesta? It's been a tremendous honor to celebrate this year's Hispanic Heritage Month and our themed conference and annual awards gala, our moment in history with all of you. Tonight's gala has been the largest gathering we've ever had, with more than 2,600 people in attendance tonight. Moreover, thanks to your generous support, this week, CHCI has raised an incredible $7 million to advance our mission and the work that we do. That's right. And while this has been an amazing celebration, we must also acknowledge the critical juncture at which we find ourselves. Latinos represent nearly 20% of the US population, or 1 in 5 people in the United States. But too often, our leaders still do not have a seat at the table when it comes to the decision-making process. This is where CHCI steps in, to nurture and empower the Latino leadership to increase the representation our community deserves. You saw examples of that tonight, both with the Hispanic members of Congress and the interns and the fellows who work in many of their offices. And I do want to emphasize that we've made notable gains. This year, we proudly inaugurated the largest Congressional Hispanic Caucus ever, with the election of 9 new members to the caucus, totaling 42 members. That's right. Who combined with others add up to a total of 60 people in the House and the Senate who identify as Hispanic or Latino. That's historic. We're also thrilled to have welcomed our largest class of interns and fellows this fall, and you met them earlier tonight. That's right. And for the first time ever, a CHCI alumnus has been elected to Congress. We've been extremely excited to have Congressman Juan Ciscomani from Arizona's 6th Congressional District represent CHCI in the halls of Congress. As you can see, we are making progress, but advancing our mission is not easy. It takes unwavering perseverance and steadfast leadership. It takes all of us working together. This is our moment in history. The time is now. We could not have had such a successful week without our CHCI 2023 Hispanic Heritage Month Committee, co-chaired by Congressman Salud Carvajal and Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, and including committee members Leo Munoz from Comcast NBC Universal, Adriana Barajas, our CHCI Alumni Association president, Sebastian Ontiveros from Toyota, Lucy Panza from Amazon, and Elia Quintana from SEMA Strategies. Now, before we close out tonight, I want to ask you all to once again join me in thanking our incredible MC, who I'm grateful to be able to call a friend, the incomparable Alicia Menendez. Can we get a round of applause for Alicia? Thank you, Alicia, for hosting tonight and for your leadership for our community, in the media and far beyond. I also want to recognize the incredible staff here at the Washington Convention Center, and I especially want to single out the talented executive sous chef, Walter Perez, who takes great personal pride in putting together our menus. Can we please thank the Convention Center staff, all your servers, your waiters, your bartenders, the essential workers who come in and day out and help make things run smoothly and make us have enjoyable evenings like this. I also want to thank the entire CHCI Board of Directors and Advisory Council, as well as the incredibly hardworking CHCI staff. There is no staff who has worked harder over the last week, over the last year, over the last decades than the CHCI staff to advance our mission, bring our community together, and have the transformative impact that we do on our society. And finally, please mark your calendars now for the 2024 Hispanic Heritage Month events. Our leadership conference will be on September 17th and 18th, and we'll celebrate our 47th annual awards gala right back here at the Convention Center on September 19th. That about does it. Let's get ready for 2 amazing musical performances and an incredible DJ to bridge the shows. From myself and our hardworking CHCI team, muchísimas gracias, que Dios los bendiga, and have a good night.
And now we're pleased to welcome to the stage the Director of Public Policy at TikTok, Jesse Price.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jesse Price, and on behalf of my TikTok colleagues, and not just the ones at Table 207, but my colleagues globally, and on behalf of all of our users and creators around the world, I want to congratulate the CHCI on its decades-long track record of creating successive generations of Latino leaders and leadership. As this very room will attest, CHCI's commitment to empowering young people and its mission to build a brighter future aren't just a slogan or the makings of a slogan. It is a plan whose examples of success are born of the many congressional chiefs of staff, small business owners, White House officials, educators, state electeds, policy wonks, and countless others who, regardless of where they serve in local communities and elsewhere along the American tapestry, count themselves as proud alumni of CHCI programming. At TikTok, our mission is to inspire creativity and bring joy. As a relatively young organization, we also hold as a founding principle that our diversity is our strength. Inside the proverbial walls of TikTok, Somos, our employee resource group, is busy helping to ensure that the values of inclusivity that we showcase at the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, which include everything from philanthropy to volunteerism, are indeed integrated into our overall performance as a global business. To the rest of the world, TikTok is a home for creative self-expression that values safety and nurtures authentic, entertaining content, all through the shared language of video. TikTok is proud to support the CHCI, and specifically tonight, serve as the 46th Annual Awards Gala Entertainment Finale sponsor. Now, I'm not sure whether you all have heard who's performing here tonight, but allow me to provide a few hints. They are internationally recognized, multi-Grammy award-winning star performers of merengue and Tejano music. Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok is pleased to welcome to the stage performances by two stellar artists. Let's give it up for Los Hermanos Rosario and Bobby Pulido. Thank you.
To introduce tonight's first performers, please welcome Representative Vicente Gonzalez.
Ladies and gentlemen, buenas noches, damas y caballeros. We need your undivided attention. The party is about to begin. Tonight, I have the grand honor of introducing a 2023 Distinguished CHCI honoree, a native of the great Rio Grande Valley. I love it. This artist is a highly acclaimed singer, songwriter, actor, and most importantly, South Texan. But from how I know him, he has an inspiring backstory to tell, one of a true Tejano. He, like many of us, started from humble beginnings, and at a young age, he joined his high school mariachi band, embarking on the beginning of an amazing musical career. In 1995, he debuted his first album and sensational song, Desvelado. And overnight, he became a star, peaking among the Billboard's top Latin albums and regional Mexican albums charts throughout Mexico and the United States. And just last year, he won the Best Tejano Album at the 2022 Latin Grammys Award for his album, Para que baile mi pueblo. And for 28 years, Bobby Pulido has been a trailblazer in Tejano and Mexican regional music and has always given a platform to Latinos in the United States and around the world. But this star never forgot his roots. He continues to embody those South Texas values, even when he ascended to become one of the most influential Tejano artists in the world. He has helped make Hispanic culture mainstream America. And tonight, we have the opportunity to thank him for that. Folks, everyone, please help me give him a warm welcome to my friend and the pride of South Texas, Bobby Pulido.
Aunque tenga que sentir dolor, si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Llévame, no me dejes solo por favor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Y yo contigo fui feliz, compartiendo nuestro tierno amor. Pero ahora que no estás aquí, solo hay dolor. Me haces tanta falta tú, necesito mucho tu calor. Yo soy una alma perdida sin tu amor. Llévame, aunque tenga que sentir dolor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Llévame, no me dejes solo por favor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Saludos para la raza de Taifa. calor. Yo sola la perdida sin tu amor. Llévame, aunque tenga que sentir dolor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Llévame, no me dejes solo por el favor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Llévame, aunque tenga que sentir dolor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Llévame, no me dejes solo por favor. Si en mi tumba yo quiero que digan, este hombre se murió de amor. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Congressman Vicente Gonzalez. Chairman Adriano Espaillat, thank you very much for having me. This is such a great event. It's an honor of my lifetime to be here. It really is. I got a real quick story. Many years ago, I was at a hunting camp, and I happened to be the only Hispanic guy, me and my dad. And there was this guy from North Carolina, and his name was Carlton. And he tells me, Bobby, after we talk, can you please tell me why is it that you guys, you're very eloquent, you're well-spoken, you're educated, and you don't look like the guys cutting in my yard? And I tell him, you know what, Carlton, those guys are going to have kids, and they're going to be just like me. And this is our future, because we assimilate. And we're proud to be Americans. Thank you for having me here. Aquí les va esta canción que dice algo así. Vanidosa, 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 vanidosa. Vanidosa, 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 vanidosa. Saludos a Edinburgh. Saludos a toda la raza de California, Texas. Vanidosa, eres tú la más bonita, y por eso te quiero, y por eso te adoro, porque eres vanidosa, porque tú me ves la cinturita como me gusta, tienes esa cara bonita, esa figura a todo dar, porque te pintas tus uñas, tus labios, en tu pelo, siempre te miras en el espejo, por eso estás como estás. Vanidosa, 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 si me gusta como estás. Vanidosa, 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 te quiero enamorar. Vanidosa, eres tú la más bonita, y por eso te quiero, y por eso te adoro, porque eres vanidosa, porque tú me ves la cinturita como me gusta, tienes esa cara bonita, esa figura a todo dar, eso estás como estás. Vanidosa, 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 si me gusta como estás. Vanidosa, 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 te quiero enamorar. Un saludo, mis hermanos latinoamericanos, caribeños. Vanidosa, 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 vanidosa. Vanidosa, 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 si me gusta como estás. Vanidosa, 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 linda, hermosa, vanidosa, te quiero enamorar. ¡Puro sabrosito! Si tú quieres que te diga una cosa, eres tan hermosa. Me parece que tú eres una rosa y bien cariñosa. Apostaría lo que fuera con quien sea, que eres muy sabrosa. Y si te digo la verdad que lo que quiero, quítate esa ropa, así como piérdelo en los arbolitos en el otoño. Te quiero naturalita y enamorarte de todos modos. Móntame, si fuera un caballito, móntame, lo más despacito, móntame, y dame un besito, móntame, terminamos con un grito, móntame, si fuera un caballito, móntame, lo más despacito, móntame, y dame un besito, móntame, terminamos con un grito. ¡Un grito! Si tú quieres que te diga una cosa, eres tan hermosa. Me parece que tú eres una rosa y bien cariñosa. Apostaría lo que fuera con quien sea, que eres muy sabrosa. Y si te digo la verdad es que lo que quiero, quítate esa ropa, así como piérdelo en los arbolitos en el otoño. Te quiero naturalita y enamorarte de todos los bobos. Móntame, como si con un grito. Móntame, si fuera un caballito, móntame, lo haces despacito, móntame, y dame un besito, móntame, terminamos con un grito, móntame, como si fuera un caballito, móntame, lo haces despacito, móntame, y dame un besito, móntame, terminamos con un grito. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Woo. Será fe que yo encontré una voz de ternura que me llena de placer. Cuando la oigo hablar, de ella me enamoré. Aunque nunca la conocí, sueño en su querer. Y en sus brazos quiero dormir, escucho cada día en la radio. Por el cielo busco mi estrella. Voy desvelado por estas calles esperando encontrar a esa voz de ángel que quiero amar. ¿Dónde andará? Voy desvelado y mi deseo no me deja descansar, porque despierto y no me pongo a llorar, y yo seguiré. ¡Así mero! Será fe que yo encontré una voz de ternura que me llena de placer. Cuando la oigo hablar, de ella me enamoré. Aunque nunca la conocí, sueño de su querer. En sus brazos quiero dormir, escucho cada día la radio, seguro que la vengo a oír. Por el cielo busco mi estrella, a la luna quiero subir, voy desvelado por estas calles esperando encontrar a esa voz de ángel que quiero amar. ¿Dónde andará? Voy desvelado y mi deseo no me deja descansar, porque despierto y no me pongo a llorar. Yo seguiré desvelado y sin amor. ¡Eso! Voy desvelado por estas calles esperando encontrar a esa voz de ángel que quiero amar. ¿Dónde andará? Voy desvelado y mi deseo no me deja descansar, porque despierto y no me pongo a llorar, y yo seguiré desvelado y sin amor. Síganle, aquí le da otra. Saludos a la raza de Chicago, Illinois. Arizona. Tú vives en mi mente, ahora, mañana y por siempre. Pero si tú me dejas, mi mundo se acaba de repente. Y abrázame y dime que me quieres. Ya no quiero andar con todas las mujeres. Enséñame a vivir, enséñame a querer. No miento con decirte que tú eres la mujer que ilumina, que ilumina mi mundo. Y aquí les va otra. Cuando estoy a tu lado, se detiene todo el tiempo. Me entretengo con tus besos, despiertas mis sentimientos. Cuando estoy a tu lado, se me olvidan mis problemas. Eres mi mejor amiga y quisiera que siempre fueras. A tu lado quiero estar, viendo el cielo en tu mirar, con ansias de poder besar sus labios que te hacen suspirar. A tu lado yo moriré y en el cielo te esperaré. Y de nuevo de renacer este amor que es verdadero. A tu lado quiero estar, viendo el cielo en tu mirar, con ansias de poder besar sus labios que me hacen suspirar. A tu lado yo moriré y en el cielo te esperaré. Y de nuevo de renacer este amor que es verdadero. Muchas gracias. Fue un placer estar con ustedes esta noche. Thank you very much. I love you.
We're going to close this evening with Los Hermanos Rosario.
Está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana. Qué buena está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana.
Fiesta por la buena, todos te están gritando con esta gozadera, llamándose bailando.
Qué buena está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana.
Sí.
Qué buena está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana.
Que vengan las mujeres con la sabrosura y lo bueno viene ahora con el rompe en cintura.
Qué buena está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana. Qué buena está la fiesta y la gente quiere que se hasta la mañana.
Esta fiesta te encendía, me bebería más fría. Esta fiesta está que quema, hoy cantan mujeres buenas. Esta rumba está que arde, un palito para el compadre. Esta rumba no se acaba, esto sigue hasta mañana. Esta fiesta sigue, seguimos de fiesta en fiesta. Esta fiesta sigue, seguimos de fiesta en fiesta. ¡Oh, oh! ¡Arriba latinos! ¡Latinos! ¡Dominicanos! Se encendía, como bebe y una fría. Esta fiesta está que quema, hay la mujer es buena. Esta rumba está que arde, un palito para el compadre. Esta rumba no se acaba, esto sigue hasta mañana. Esta fiesta sigue, seguimos de fiesta, esta sigue, seguimos de fiesta. ¡Ah! Ya sí se armó, todas las mujeres por la cintura. Sube la temperatura, con mi ritmo de 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 cintura. Cintura. Dale, cintura. Dale, cintura, para que le suba la temperatura. Dale, cintura, para que le suba la temperatura. Dale, cintura, para que le suba la temperatura. Cintura, Adrián, cintura. ¡Vámonos! cintura, que chula, cintura, que dura, cintura, 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 chula, cintura, que dura, cintura, 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 cintura. Oh, oh, yeah. Bomba. Yo. Oh, oh. Gracias. Voy a buscar la morena que ayer me hizo soñar con su manera de ser, con su bonito bailar. Voy a buscar la morena que ayer me hizo soñar con su manera de ser, con su bonito bailar. Cuando camine ella baila sobre una pista de amor, caderas de caramelo, morena diosa del sol. Cuando camine ella baila sobre una pista de amor, caderas de caramelo, morena diosa del sol. ¡Vamos, vamos, vamos! El mundo entero da vueltas alrededor de sus pies. Mi corazón se despierta cuando veo a esa mujer. El mundo entero da vueltas alrededor de sus pies. Mi corazón se despierta cuando veo a esa mujer. Voy a buscar la morena que ayer me hizo soñar con su manera de ser, con su bonito bailar. Voy a buscar la morena que ayer me hizo soñar con su manera de ser, con su bonito bailar. ¡Oh, oh, oh, oh! ¡Oh, yeah! Voy para allá, para Colombia. Y voy para allá, voy para allá. Voy para allá, voy para allá. Rosario. Voy para allá. ¡Oh, oh, oh, oh! La quiero ver, mi morena, donde ella esté, mi morena, quiero bailar, mi morena, con esa mujer, ay, mi morena, yo la quiero ver, mi morena, donde ella esté, mi morena, y quiero bailar, mi morena, con esa mujer, ay, mi morena, su cadera, mi morena, un vacilón, mi morena, tiene la morena, mi morena, mi corazón, ay, mi morena, ni tiene, mi morena, un vacilón, mi morena, tiene la morena, mi morena, mi corazón, ay, mi morena.
Todo el mundo con las palmas, con las palmas, con las palmas, dice. ¡Alegría! ¡Bomba! ¡Rosario! ¡Arriba Latino!
gente. Bomba, da bomba, bomba, mi bomba, bomba, qué buena. Bomba, da bomba, bomba, da buena. Mi bomba, mi nena es bomba, mi bomba, bomba, la nena es bomba, bomba, la chula es bomba, bomba, qué linda, bomba, mi bomba, mi nena, bomba, mi bomba, qué chula, bomba, la bomba, mi bomba. Tan dominicano como el riego es para allá. ¡Bomba! ¡Oh! ¡Ah! Muchas gracias. Es imposible vivir sin ti, juro que no puedo continuar así. La soledad me mata poco a poco y me vuelvo loco si no estás aquí. Recuerdo el día que te perdí, pienso en la noche que te conocí. Tantas imágenes en mi cabeza, es como si fuera un video clip. Yo te sueño, pero me despierto si no estás aquí. Quiero tenerte a mi lado, te quiero sentir. Yo no sé qué es lo que haría, daría mi vida por tener tu amor. Oh, darling, qué
Señores, buenas noches, ¿cómo se sienten? Para los Rosarios, un inmenso placer poder compartir con todos ustedes en esta noche memorable. Aquí están sus hermanos Rosario, directamente de la República, compartir con nuestro público latino. ¡Arriba latino! ¡Vamos!
Adriano, espera. La quiero tanto, esa mujer, la quiero tanto, es hermosa, es un encanto, es hermosa, es un encanto.
Enamorado, 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 enamorado de ti. Atácala que ella cae, atácala que ella cae, atácala que ella cae, atácala. Morena ven, ven donde mí, morena ven, ven donde mí, morena ven. Ven donde mí, morena, ven donde mí, pa' que goce. Yeah.
Como menea esa cinturita, como menea esa cinturita. Ella parece una muñequita, ella parece una muñequita.
Enamorado, 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 enamorado de ti. Atácala que ella cae, atácala que ella cae, atácala que ella cae, atácala. Morena ven donde mí, morena ven donde mí. Morena ven donde mí, morena ven donde mí. ¡Dale, Pulido! No me voy aquí, yo vine a gozar. Mira esa muchacha, ay qué buena está. No me voy aquí, yo vine a gozar. Mira esa muchacha, ay qué buena está. ¡Vamos! No me voy de aquí, yo vine a gozar. Mira esa muchacha, ay qué buena está. No me voy de aquí, yo vine a gozar. Mira esa muchacha, ay qué buena está. Pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo. ¡Vamos! That's good. Todo el mundo para abajo, todo el mundo para abajo, dice. Para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, ahí sí, para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, dale para abajo, para abajo, dale para abajo. Dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo, dale pa' abajo. Rosa.
everybody, everybody down, everybody, everybody down, everybody, everybody down, everybody, everybody down. Why, dice, why, 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 why. Muévelo, 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 muévelo todo, 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 muévelo todo. Muchas gracias. Gracias por sus aplausos, gracias por su sonrisa, por su alegría, que a través de tantos años nos han demostrado que seguimos siendo queridos por todos ustedes. Gracias. Queremos dar las gracias a nuestro Adriano Espaillat. Gracias por traernos aquí a este evento tan importante para nosotros los latinos del mundo y de aquí de Estados Unidos. Hermano, gracias. De corazón te agradecemos porque nos hemos disfrutado de esta actividad bellísima. Estamos orgullosos de un dominicano como tú y de todos los que están aspirando y de todos los que vienen, y que vivan los dominicanos y que vivan los latinos. Muchas gracias. pueblo. pueblo a vacilar. Hoy es mi día y lo quiero gozar. Me voy pa'l pueblo a vacilar. Hoy es mi día y lo quiero gozar. Me voy pa'l pueblo a vacilar. Hoy es mi día y lo quiero gozar. Me voy pa'l pueblo a vacilar. Hoy es mi día y lo quiero gozar. Me voy. Queremos ver a todo el mundo con la mano arriba y con el coro. Dice Latino. La 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 la. ¡Vamos! Y para todos los latinos, ¡felicidades! ¡Bomba, bomba, bomba, bomba! Sabroso, sabroso. Muchísimas gracias. Gracias, nos vamos con esto que dice...